Romans chapter 1 verse 15. It says, so as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. Here you find the expression of the desire of Paul the apostle. Not only the desire, but the zeal, the passion of Paul the apostle. And he said, I am ready. The preaching of the gospel is so important, and every believer must be ready. Every believer must be available. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word. That's a command. Preach the word. That's an imperative. Preach the word. That's a non-negotiable. It says, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort, with all long suffering and doctrine. Then he tells us in verse 5, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions. As we go out preaching the gospel, or making contacts with people so they can come and hear the gospel, and as we connect with people, it might be a little bit inconvenient. Sometimes you are rising up earlier than you normally rise up, or there may be some physical conditions that may bring some difficulties. Through those difficulties, we're going to preach the gospel. In spite of those challenges, we're going to preach the gospel. Do the work of an evangelist. It's work. You see, many people don't realize that evangelism is work. They think it's for leisure. But it's as much work as the work of any other person in society. Think about the work you're doing, the energy it takes to work, the zeal it takes to work, the skill it takes to work, everything it takes to work. Bring everything into evangelism because it's work. Do the work of an evangelist and make full proof of thy ministry. Paul the apostle, he didn't allow any situation to pass without making proper, practical, positive use of that situation. In the city, he preached the word. In the incarceration, in prison, he preached the word. Anywhere he found himself, he preached the word. And he said, in all the palace, in all the other places too, my bonds in Christ are manifest. And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. What's that saying? It's saying because of the way God has set me to be faithful, then the influence of that, the instruction from that, the passion from that, the zeal from that got into other people. I pray that your own involvement in the work of God will influence other people positively in Jesus' name. We're united. So that whether you are in this district or in that other group, whether you are in this city or that other city, the same thing we're doing here, the same thing you're doing where you are. We're united in purpose, we're united in passion, we're united in the drive that we're going to get the gospel to everyone around us, so that the same success we see on the right, that same success we'll see on the left, the same success we'll see in the city, that same success we'll see in the town, the same success we'll see in the town, that same success we'll see in the village, and everywhere that this gospel is getting to, it will penetrate every community in Jesus' name. Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Whosoever. We're reaching everyone, the men and the women, the boys and the girls, the high and the low, the ones in the town, the ones in the city and the ones in the village. Everywhere, we're going to saturate everywhere with this preaching of the gospel. If they have not heard about Jesus, how will somebody come to a place he has not heard about? How will somebody take something he doesn't know anything about? They must know about him. How shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? If you're a preacher and you're quiet, if you're a preacher and you're silent, preacher and you're hiding the message, if you're a preacher and you're not opening your mouth, and you're not opening your mouth wide for the people to hear, how shall they hear the gospel of salvation? It is the greatest message that man has ever heard. The gospel of the gift of God and the grace of God is the greatest gift the world can ever have. And you know, as you think about your society, anytime you wake up, anytime you're going anywhere, somebody at the bus stop is announcing something. Somebody where people are gathering together, there's a bus there, a mini bus there, and somebody is even using a loudspeaker, and he's saying, this one will do you good, and this one will. They advertise, advertisement everywhere. As you are going, if you don't hear their voice, you see the large billboard is advertising something. As you even want to answer your phone, advertisement is coming. As you're looking at maybe you use computer, use iPad, and as you are checking up some things on the internet, advertisement is coming. As you listen to the radio, somebody is advertising something. As you hear the television, somebody is advertising something. There's advertisement all over the world, and everybody is saying something and presenting something to somebody somewhere. But think about it, all the things they advertise in any way, with any gadget and with any opportunity, everything they advertise, they are not up to the value of the gospel you have in your hand. You have the greatest commodity, you have the greatest item, and you have the greatest thing that will bless people here on earth and bless people even in heaven. Thank God I have something. Let us not be weary in well-doing. I will not be weary, I will not be tired, I will not be weak, in Jesus' name. Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we therefore have opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are the household of faith. The Lord has called us, and remember, do all the good you can. Remember, to all the people you can. Remember, in all the ways you can. Remember, at all the times you can. Remember, in all the places you can. Remember, by all the means you can. Remember, as long as ever you can. I am ready. I said I am ready. Who is ready there? Why don't you stand up and tell the Lord, Lord, I am ready.